A little camera shy this morning?
I'm gonna be right. I've already written about this, but I wanted to wait until I did a show to make sure it worked because I swapped out this loaner Thunderbolt dock I've been using for a USB hub that I bought.
Mm-hmm.
And USB hubs are not as powerful as Thunderbolt docks for a variety of reasons,
Mm-hmm.
but this one has a power pass through.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of take the charger for your laptop and you plug it into the hub, and it powers the hub and your laptop,
Yeah.
right? And interestingly, I wonder if that wouldn't fix the problem I had with the microphone when I was in Mexico. Remember when it wouldn't work, even though it worked when I was home, because it would be powered.
Powered, yeah.
Anyway, this is all a series of really boring things that I'm doing. So I watched the final two shows.
Thank you. That was all I cared about today.
Yes.
Kept me up all weekend.
Yes.
So I just want to dive into one fact that really annoyed me about the show. Really annoyed me.
Okay.
If people who are watching this haven't seen the show, just turn off. But it's been out for a while.
Just turn it off. Yeah.
The shuttle
Right.
was never designed or had the capacity to do a lunar orbit.
Right. Well, that was the next generation. Oh, wait. Does the first one go to the
Yeah.
moon? Yeah. I mean, okay, that's interesting. That was not what I expected you to say. I would just say that because it is an alternate history, some things are different, and because the shuttle never experienced the disasters that the real shuttle did,
Mm-hmm.
it's possible they. Well, no, they did. There was in the last two episodes we finally see this Pathfinder thing, which is like a next gen shuttle that never even existed. But they went further with it. Like, I don't remember the exact number, but in one of the last episodes they reference Apollo 45, I think. And it's like Apollo 45. Like, what did we get to in real life? Like 17 maybe or something. But because things continued beyond the point because of the Cold War, right? Because of the race with the Russians, right? Which So my problem with it was it's funny because it's kind of tied to what I complained about Friday, which I complained to my wife about, and she does not care. Which is they wasted entire episodes on superfluous nonsense about a teenager who wasn't even in the first season that suddenly has this huge backstory and has to go find her real parents and blah blah, wants to go to college, and it's like what is like, and then they get to the last episode, which they need like an hour and 15 minutes to do, and they blow through what is essentially an excellent science fiction movie.
Yep.
It's like you could have spent more time on this. How about making the season ender a two-parter?
Yeah. Like, I was watching the show for guns in space. That's what the premise was. And you don't get guns in space until the last bit.
I sort of appreciate the one thing that all science fiction movies get wrong on purpose, right? Which is there's no sound in space, right? So the space battles in the show are silent.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's also, I don't know if you were a fan of the newer version of Battlestar Galactica, but if you've not watched that series, please do. It's fantastic. But there's an effect in that show with spaceships where I guess they're appearing out of hyperspace or something, but they do it silently again in a nod towards science, and the ship kind of appears. And there was a total nod to Battlestar Galactica in the final episode, I guess it was, where they were trying to catch up with the Russian space shuttle, and it appeared, and it had that exact effect. It was very reminiscent of that show, which again I do recommend.
Tangibly related, I guess. If you ever find yourself in space and your surface breaks, you may in the near future have more places to repair it. I don't know about the moon, but
that was quite a segue.
It was. I thought it was pretty good. Pretty good. I was proud of myself.
I don't know what to think about this because you're alluding to the right to repair thing that Microsoft was forced to embrace because of an activist shareholder. Good, right? I mean, no one can. No one can complain about that. I mean, it's the right thing to do. Microsoft in the world of hardware is not one of the big players, even though Microsoft in the world is a big player, period. They're probably the second or third biggest company in the world. Apple is on the list, which I think is interesting, by the same company. They have a similar initiative going at Apple. Apple embracing this would be amazing, and it's right in line with all of their marketing. So to me, it kind of makes sense. And then I guess John Deere tractor, which is just called Deere Co. or something, but John Deere, as we know them as well. So yeah, I mean, good. And that's going to involve them publishing documentation about how to repair these things, allowing third-party repair shops to do it. And I think supporting for some number of years as well, with parts and all the necessary bits you would need to not take a computer out of the world. And because I guess I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but I want to say it's 70% of the waste that accompanies the creation of any piece of hardware like a Microsoft computer or Xbox console occurs at manufacturing time, right? From my perspective, and I literally just stuff my bin full. This has been ongoing for months, like full of what used to be boxes and packaging and whatnot. 100% of the waste occurs when I get rid of it at the end, after it's been sitting in my house for 7 years in a box, not doing anything. And then I either give it away or literally recycle it through the township. But man, what a mess. And I'm sorry, because I just literally did this. I 2 computers that I bought, I always talk about this. The first computer that Microsoft's Boston store ever sold was to me. It was a Samsung Series 9 15-inch laptop. It was an incredible laptop. I literally it exited my house yesterday for the first time. I mean, it's gone. So that purchase was from 2012. And then even earlier than that, I bought something called an Asus. I believe it's a UXE, something like that, or UX31E or something. It's the first computer that came out after the MacBook Air to copy the MacBook Air. So it's like a 13-inch Ultrabook. It's the first Ultrabook. And a beautiful computer for the day. I mean, the bezel's are like an inch and a half thick. It's kind of, comedic. But my point is, those computers came with an incredible set of packaging, multiple layers, unfolding it. You unfold it and it's beautiful. It comes out of the box. It's got like special wrappers for all the stuff. They had sleeves for the laptop. They had a little gear bag with little dongles in it. Both of them came with setup CDs, even though neither one of them came with a disk drive of any kind. Half an inch of documentation, which, compared to an IBM PC back in 1983 is nothing, but compared to the little barcode thing you get on a piece of paper today is quite incredible. And so on one hand, it's like, man, the quality of packaging has gone downhill dramatically over the years. On the other hand, all of that stuff is just a recycling nightmare.
Yep.
Like a lot of the plastic shell bits that are inside that hold everything perfectly are not even recyclable. Like they're just landfill, Like I have an HP thing that I'm sending back today, actually, that's comes in completely recyclable packaging. It's the biggest piece of junk ever made. If a drop of water hit this thing, I think the entire box and everything inside of it, except for the computer, would disappear. But it's sustainable, right? So it's kind of it's a weird deal. Like the packaging of like modern computers, when done correctly today, doesn't look all that great, but it's way better for the environment.
Just like the plastic, like this thing.
Go away, baby. Yeah. Well, that thing's 100%. So I threw that right in recycling, mouse and all. No, I'm just kidding. Knowing that that's okay to do, even though knowing my township, they'll probably just put it in the trash. I'm still convinced there's 2 sites that go down to one thing. Just, you know what I mean? Just go right in the trash.
It probably does. So, anyways, it is Monday.
It's technically also a holiday. So everyone, you can enjoy this bonus episode that you got for free.
Well, that's good, because they're not going to get episodes Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, because they got to go to the office. So, well,
you going into the office is quite a trek. It's not like you're driving into Cincinnati,
No, that's why there's no episodes for a couple days, because I'll leave tomorrow morning and I'll leave.
So I'm sorry, you said Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday as well?
No, I'll be back Thursday evening.
Thursday, okay.
It's not that far. I mean, it's far, but it's not that far.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it's like 2.5 days at work or something, or 1.5 days, or
yeah. I mean, I'll leave tomorrow at my house like 5:30, and I'll be in the office probably by 10, as long as there's no traffic. Now, there's an individual in Michigan who I'd like to meet, preferably alone. So there's 2 highways. I guess one's a state route. I don't know what it is. It's State Route 23. So you get to the top of Ohio, and you can either go towards Detroit, or like basically directly to the office. And going directly to the office shaves a good 30 minutes off. And it's like I guess it's like, I don't know, 2-lane, 3-lane, whatever you want to call it. 2 lanes in either direction, state route thing. Most people call it a highway. Anyways, there was some sort of something that happened, and they had to do some construction on this. And so when they decided to do this was when they also decided to do traffic or construction on the other main highway that was down to one lane. So they shut down one highway and redirected everybody to the one lane, 4-lane. It was 4 lanes wide down to one lane. And I just want to give these people a calendar. Be like, maybe don't line these things up.
Maybe do this at 3:00 in the morning on a Sunday.
Yeah,
or a Friday. I guess.
Anyway, so.
Well, I'm pretty sure whoever caused this was a Pennsylvania driver. So, you got that going for you. Probably former resident of our great state, great Commonwealth, I guess we are. Who moved there just to screw things up somewhere else.
Can't really. That's not that far. I mean, if you cut across the top of Ohio, it's probably in like 2 hours.
If you're looking to screw up, I mean, you can go in all kinds of directions. Ohio would be one of them.
Yeah, I guess Pennsylvania's not really landlocked. They do have some water on the top, but
a little bit. Yeah, we have some on the coast, on the Philadelphia side as well. Actually, it's interesting. Both those big cities are right on water. That's not interesting. That's usual. Anywho, it's still waking up here.
It is Monday. Everybody should enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Back to bed.